Yo, this is Sasuke with another audio commentary for WCR Replays. What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about Night Elf matchup versus Undead. The game will be of MTW MF Night End against We Made Fox Moon on Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is mostly an Undead map, but we're going to see why Moon is Moon and why Moon is called the 5th race. The replay has been uploaded by Squishy Paladin. Shout out to Squishy Paladin, cool guy. Map path, standard. And the winner, I'm not going to tell you who the winner is. And the rating is 9.5. And it's from taken from the IAF tournament. If you take a look at the APM charts, you see that Moon has a minimum APM of 158, which is like my average, and he has 289 average and 438 max. If you take a look at Night End, he has 154 minimum, 320 average, and 460 max. But the annoying thing about pro replays is that they usually spam a lot in the beginning, and the reason why they spam is to warm their fingers up and to get used to moving them fast. But the only stupid part is that you don't really know, unless you use an APM chart, what the maximum of a pro player is in a battle. So unless you use the APM chart and see what minute the peak APM was reached or other peaks were reached, unless you do that, you really don't know what the APM of pro players in battles are. But then again, APM isn't that important if you ask me. There are lots of players who are really good with low APM, but when you're top title like Night End and Moon, you will most likely have above 200 APM at least. So, but there are exceptions, of course. But just in general. Well, you should have a game at the 1 minute mark now. We're going to go to We Made Fox Moon point of view, turn off the fog of war, and this is really stupid because always when I tab and I tab back, I see these like really weird buildings. They're like not completed and they're like semi-invisible. I don't know if you know what I mean. But we're going to get the game started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Grab a beer, grab some food. I got my beer going. I got my Doritos going. I'm going to grab a Doritos. Here we go. Yeah, I'm eating Doritos in an audio commentary. Anyways. Yummy. Moon is training a Demon Hunter. Getting some Wisp. If you take a look at his base build, he built his altar in front. Moonwell's in the back, but the building is like a kind of curved thingy, V-shaped formation. And he's now creeping with the Ancient of War. And what you see right here is that Moon creeps very smart. He usually players they like when they attack the turtle, they move their Ancient of War like to where the center Moonwell is, and then it will take longer for the creeps to follow it. But right now Moon moved the archer to that direction, therefore the turtles went there. And Night End just stole the creep with his acolyte. Very good move there by Night End, and a bit risky play by Moon, because you can avoid this. I mean, it happens from time to time. Usually it doesn't, but when it happens, you feel so fucking screwed that you can't even laugh about it. Or well, at least not if it's in such a serious match as this is from the IAF tournament. I wouldn't be laughing if it was Moon and I had my creep stolen by an acolyte. You can just avoid this by damaging the acolyte or forcing it to run away, or just kill the acolyte. Or when you know for sure that your DH will finish the creep off, you can just wait for the last hit to be for your DH instead of playing risky. But Night End, as you can see right now, is that the Demon Hunter has 136 EXP points. He could have been at level 2 right now had he killed the level 4 turtle, but he isn't. But what we see now is that Moon didn't use a mana burn yet. The reason why is because he's waiting. Wait, I take that back. Moon skilled mana burn apparently already. But what you can see is that Night End didn't take a skill yet. What you usually see is that Night Elf players, they wait until they skill their skill, or their level 1 skill, until they see what their opponent skills, Like when they're going for a ghoul rush or aggressive play and they pick Unholy Aura first, you can go for an immolation possibly to cancel it. And if they go for standard Death Coil, well, it's actually standard to play Aura, but if they go for Death Coil first, you can pick Mana Burn. The reason why Moon isn't burning is because if Night End picks Aura first, that means that Moon is basically just removing mana from his hero and costing himself more Moon Wells, and if he picks Aura first, he will most likely play a bit aggressively. And if he does so, that will mean that Moon is only draining his own Moon Wells by mana burning the Death Knight, because it doesn't have any immediate effect. The Death Knight does lose mana, but since he's got a passive skill on him and he's only level 1, it's pretty useless to be burning. We be burning. No, yeah, okay, sorry. Got that Jean Paul song in my head. But now Moon saw that Night End actually skilled Death Coil, and I wonder why he isn't burning yet. Moon isn't burning, not concerning what Night End wants to say. Or perhaps Moon skilled Evasion in this game, I really don't know, but just explaining a bit of the mechanics, how this works, why you shouldn't pick Mana Burn until you see what your opponent skilled, or you shouldn't use Mana Burn, or pick it, whatever. Surrounded here by Night End, but it kind of fails. Nicely seen opening there by Moon. This is why, this is also, Moon has got so much experience with this game. He could have, now level 200 DH. Now Mana Burn goes off, so apparently he skilled Evasion first, and he was certain that he would be able to creep that small green with the turtles and then go for the 2 ogres on the top, so he could level 2 and then pick his second skill. But that didn't work out as well as he thought, because there was the Acolyte to ruin his plan. But now Moon picked up the Panda. If you take a look in Moon's base, you see Moon's got the Hunter's Hall building Ancient of Lore. But I don't think he scouted what Night End is going to do for units, but he now saw that the Naga Sea Witch is picked up. That means usually that they will not be going for Garg, so you don't need an Ancient Protector or anything. But if you take a look at Moon, he knows that Night End will most likely go to tier 3, and he built an Ancient of Lore and an Ancient of Wonders. The reason why he doesn't build 2 Ancient of Lores right off the bat is because his tech to tier 3 will be slower, and an Ancient of Wonders is definitely more essential, let's say if the Undead is going for a push, perhaps even an unorthodox tower push or something. It could be any kind of push or forms of harassment. It's always a good idea to have a shop there instead of an extra lore, because when Moon built his first lore so early, there was no room for harassment for Night End. Moon knew where he was, and those are some points you really have to watch out for when you're playing against Undead. And Night End knows that when Moon already got a lore up, he will be getting a Dryad, and that single Dryad. Just that single Dryad could kill off so many Undead units that it's not even worth going in for the harass and even slow the Death Knight or Naga Sea Witch or whatever. Therefore Moon built 1 lore, and now he's building the other one in the back of his base just to be sure. It's always best to play safe instead of... in earlier audio commentaries said that sometimes you gotta take risks in order to surprise your opponent, but that's gotta be your strategy. When you're trying to play standard or regular play, you should just play the safe way always. Don't take unnecessary risks, especially if it's a league match. If it's an unimportant practice game or BNet or something, you can try to play the hero. But in league matches, you shouldn't do that unless you want your hero to die. So I'm grabbing a sip of my beer right now. Second, please. Okay. Now there's some really nice blocking there by Night End statue for his own Death Knight. Moon managed to kill it with his Dryad slow. Really nice micro there by Moon also by moving the Dryad forward and getting a head off every time. That's a pretty good move. And what you gotta do while you're executing that is you gotta move the Dryad a bit to the front before shooting. And what this does is this actually increases the